Hey guys, Jamal here again from JP Marketing. This is going to be a quick video today for our counselors that are more visual learners. So if you're trying to figure out how to rank your counseling website on Google, this will hopefully teach you how to do this. So what we need to do is, let's say you have your website, right? You launch your website today and your website ranks on page 10, right? Your website ranks on page 10 for counselor near me. Let's say you're in Miami, okay? So you have a website, it ranks on page 10 for counselor near me. This is going to be a simple video. We'll get into details in other videos. How do you make this website now move up in rankings on Google? How do you make it show up on ChatGPT, on Claude? How do you make it show up on Google Maps? There's a few things that you need to do. So right now, when you launch this website, there is no reputation on this website. 10 other people rank number 1 through 10 on Google. They've been around for 10 years. They have built their reputation. You need to start building up your reputation. There's a few ways you can do this. One way to do this is to start building up content on your website. Now, what do I mean by content? When I say content, your website needs to have a page for everything that you offer. If you just launch a website with 5 pages, home, about, services, contact, get a quote or blog, you're not going to rank unless you're in a very small town with 500 people. When you launch your website as a counselor, you need to make sure you have a page for every service that you offer. So your home page, your main page, this is going to rank for the big keyword, counselor near me, therapist near me. This will be optimized for those keywords, and we have other videos on how to optimize your pages. But once your home page is built, your service page needs to break down into all the different types of services you offer. So you may have a page for anxiety, right? For stress counseling, for PTSD. You need to start building up all of these service pages on your website, because now you might rank number 10 on page 10 for counselor near me, right? But you might rank on page 5 for anxiety. You might rank on page 2 for stress. You might rank on page 6 for PTSD, depending on how competitive your area is for each of these services. So this is on page 10. These rank much higher as soon as you launch these pages. Now, what do you do to move these pages up and get all of these pages to move up to page 1? You need to boost these pages as well as your home page with blogs. So you need to create some blogs on your website. Blogs, news articles, educational resources. And these blogs are going to promote not only your homepage, they will also promote your service pages. So when you write a blog, you might write a blog about anxiety, right? One blog about anxiety, another blog about anxiety, one blog about stress, another blog about stress. As you start writing these blogs and publishing them on your website, these blogs should link back to these pages, right? As you start writing more blogs, and as these blogs start linking back to these pages, now it starts moving up. Now it starts moving up. And anything you do on your website always gives a boost to your home page. So these pages should be linking to your home page, your service pages. Your blogs should link to your service pages as well as your home page, right? And there's ways that you can do this. We have videos on how you do this. As you start building up content every day, every week, every month, your rankings start moving up, not only for your main page, right, from page 10 up to maybe page 7, right, up to maybe page 5, your service pages start moving up too. And this is why you want to rank for as many different keywords as you can. Don't focus in on just one keyword. You want to rank for a topic. You want to become an authoritative figure in your industry by ranking for all of the topics in your industry, in your area. So this is one thing, content. So you need to build content regularly for your website to start ranking. And if you optimize the content correctly, you'll show up in AI search as well. Gemini, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, they all pull their information from search engines, and you control what is on the search engine. So at the end of the day, SEO is pretty much the backbone of AI search these days. So now let's say you're building out content every day, every week, every month, a new page for anxiety, a new blog about dealing with anxiety, a new blog about tips for dealing with stress, right? And you're starting to move up the ranks. When someone searches for counselor near me, page 7, page 6, page 5, right? anxiety, page 5, 4, 3. Eventually, these all start moving up. Now, this is one thing you can do. The next thing you can do is start building out backlinks. Backlinks, if you're not familiar with this, a backlink is anytime a third-party website links to your website. So, for example, let's say you have an account on Facebook. If you have an account on Facebook, if you have an account on Yellow Pages, if you have a Tumblr account, wherever you have an account where you can post something, if you can link it back to your website, maybe you're part of Psychology Today as a counselor and they have a link that goes to your website. Maybe you're part of your local chamber of commerce and they link back to your business website. Wherever you can get backlinks from, those are promotions for you. So there's different types of backlinks now. So one type of a backlink would be local business directories, which we call citations. Another type is going to be social profiles. Now these are your foundation links. We call them foundation links, one, because, well, everyone has them. All of your competitors already have these foundation links, so there's nothing special, okay? But the counseling industry is very behind right now on digital marketing. So people aren't pushing as aggressively on SEO as they should be in this industry. And there's a big demand for counselors everywhere, and it's just increasing year over year. So these are your foundation links. Citations would be like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Manta, Google Maps, Apple Maps. Social profiles will be your Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, X, Reddit, Quora, right? These are your social profiles. You want to start building out these profiles on local business directories, social profiles, and these all link back to your homepage. Now, as these start linking to your homepage every day, every week, every month, now Google is getting signals. Google is getting signals that shows it there's other entities, other websites out there linking back to your website, which is now starting to build up your online reputation, your domain authority. Every time you build a good link back to your website, Google will see it as a promotion you're getting online. Don't build bad backlinks because you're going to have to go back later and clean all of them up. So don't go onto Fiverr and pay $5 and get 3,000 backlinks in 24 hours, because you might get lucky and rank within 3 days for 3 weeks, and then your website will be destroyed and you will need a brand new website, or you're going to need someone to come in and spend 3 months cleaning up all the crap links that you built. Excuse my language. But don't cheapen out on this. They are important, but they're not that important. So don't go and start build quality over quantity when it comes to your backlinks. Same thing as content, but this, if you mess up, you can fix this. This, if you mess up, it is expensive to fix that part. And it takes a long time. Now, besides these backlinks, you build them every month. They link to your homepage. Your homepage starts moving up in rankings, page 5 to page 4, right? Page 3, right? Page 2. So now it starts moving up. Again, when you build any links to your homepage, it all trickles down to the rest of your pages. So these also start getting a boost and they start moving up as well. It works the same in the opposite. When you start building links from your blogs to these pages, since they're linked to your top page, it all gives a boost going up as well. So it benefits everything everywhere. Now, let's say you're starting to move up, but you see maybe your anxiety page, it moves up, it moves up. Maybe your anxiety page is stuck on page 2, right? No matter how many backlinks you're building, no matter how many blogs you're building, you're stuck on page 2 here. You're stuck on page 2, stuck on page 2. How do you get it to page 1? There's a way you can boost internal pages, and you want to build links to your internal pages. A lot of people forget this. Everyone wants to build a backlink to their homepage. Everyone wants to build a backlink to their homepage. No one's building backlinks to their internal pages. So now what you need to do is you rank on page 2 for anxiety near me, anxiety counseling near me. You're adding more blogs, it's not working. You're optimizing it, it's not working. What do? You need to build backlinks to that page. And the way you can do this is now through social blogs, which you can do from your social profiles. So when you make that Tumblr account, Twitter account, Facebook account, Quora, Reddit, when you make these social profiles, you can then go on to those social profiles and you can start posting on them. Tumblr is great for counselors. A lot of people on there. You can go online, you can start posting blogs over here about anxiety, PTSD, stress, right? And when you build these blogs, these social blogs, you can link back to these pages, right? Another thing you can build is something called the guest post. This is a little bit harder to do, but because it's harder to do, maybe less than 10% of counselors are actually doing this. This is like old school traditional influencer marketing, which has been around before TikTok and will remain after TikTok. So what you do here is basically you go to other people that have a website about psychology, have a website about counseling, health and wellness, and you ask them to write a blog about your service, about your company, about what it is that you have to offer, right? Um, Now, there's a gray area here. You can purchase guest posts from places like Loganics, from Fat Joe, from us as well. Gray area. Google does not like it when you pay for placement. That's what they say. But history has shown that even though they say one thing, sometimes it plays out differently when you actually do it. And till this day, purchasing guest posts is still a big thing that people do, and it helps them rank as long as it's quality guest posting. For example, you can post on Forbes. You can pay like $5,000 and you can get a post published on Forbes. You have paid for a placement. Now, will Google ding you for that? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. It's an authoritative website. They don't just take anyone, and you have to probably provide something that provides at least a little bit of value for you to get accepted by them. So be wary of this. It still works great, but it's expensive. It takes time if you do it manually. It may or may not work as well as we would like in the future, but until for the past 10 years, it's been working great and it still works great. But you may not need this. Because you're in an industry that's not very competitive, you can skip this part. But this is free. You can do this yourself. Write a blog, publish it on your social media. Now, these links, these can link to your homepage, or they can link down to your service pages, or they can link down to your blog pages, right? And we'll get into why you may want to link to blog pages in a different video. But now, every month, you're adding content, you're building backlinks. As you're doing all of this, you continue to move up. You continue to move up, right? Now, there's a bunch of other things you can do, but I want to keep this simple. The last thing you can do on this is going to be your Google Business Profile. Let's see if I can move this back so you guys can see this. Okay, hopefully you can see this. You have your Google Business Profile. This is a very important free tool for counselors that they can use and that they should use to get more leads coming in. Now, Google Business Profile, we have a video on how you can make this for free. Once you make it, you start ranking on Google Maps. As you're ranking on now, again, once you make this account, you might rank really low, number 10. No one sees you until you're in the top 3 or 4, right? So what you want to do here is once you set up your Google Business Profile properly and it links to your website, now it starts giving a boost to your website. And now you also start ranking on maps, right? So now there's a way to boost this. There's a few ways you can boost this. One is through collecting reviews. I know this is very difficult to do for counselors, but if you're helping your clients, ask them for a general review. It's going to help. Aim for at least 10. Once you hit that milestone, then your next one 25. It's rare to see solo practitioners have more than 25 reviews. If you're doing good, then get as many as you can. Don't ask your friends and family for this. Google will catch on and you will lose your reviews. So we don't want to cheat. We don't want to do any of that. Start collecting reviews. The next thing you can do is start posting. You can post. I don't know if you know this. You can post on your Google Business Profile, similar to how you can post on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, all these places. So as you're posting, now you're starting to increase this ranking. As you get reviews, you're increasing this ranking. There's one more thing. You want to make sure your NAPs are correct. Your NAP means your name, address, phone number. And what do I mean by this? The name, address, phone number on your Google Business Profile should match exactly what you have on your website, which should match exactly what you're building out on your local business directories. Because these NAPs, what Google does, what AI search engines do, they look at all of the backlinks. The more of these right here, the more local directory and citations you build with your name, address, phone number, this also gives a boost to your Google Business Profile. So posting on it, collecting reviews, building out local directory links, all of this gives a boost to your Google business profile. Uploading images, right? Uploading your services. All of this gives a boost to your Google business profile. So now it goes to number 10, to number 5, to number 3, right? All of this works together because even when you're posting, when you post on your Google business profile, you can once again link back to your service pages. You can link back to your home page. And now you see, really, we're only doing 3 things every month. I want to move this back a bit more. We're only doing 3 things. And then this, now you make it to number 1. And you start showing up in ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. The way that really happens is when you build out these pages, you want to add something called FAQ schemas. And we have another video about this. When you build a blog, when you build any service page, you need to make sure you are adding FAQ schemas. What that does is it's a technical code you add around all of the questions you answer in your content. This gets picked up by Google, by Gemini, by ChatGPT, by Claude. So then the next time someone goes online and says, how much does therapy cost? Does therapy work? How do I find the right therapist? How long do I need therapy? If you answer all these questions in here and you add this FAQ schema to your questions, you start showing up in AI search. You start showing up higher on Google. So again, it looks complicated. There's a lot of stuff going on here, but to simplify it down, if you have a website, there's 3 things you need to do. 1, the most important thing, build out content regularly. Service pages, blog pages, once a week, once a month. It doesn't take that long. These days, even AI content works. And so you can spend 30 minutes once a week and you'll have your content for the whole month done. Then, as you're building out content consistently, the next thing you want to do is start building out backlinks. If you don't have time to build out backlinks, there's places you can do this. Citations, you can come through us, you can go through Loganex, you can go through WhiteSpark, there's many companies, or you can just sign up for Yext. A little bit more expensive for just one service, but you pay for it once a year and it takes care of all of your top citations for you. There's platforms out there that will do the same thing for you for social media. Social blogging and guest posting, you don't need as much if you're not in a competitive area. If you are in a competitive area, at least do social blogging once a week. Go into your social media accounts, write a short blog about why therapy is useful for anxiety, and then link back to this page for them so they can learn more. So build content every month, build backlinks every month, and post on Google Business Profile every month. If you do these 3 things, you do not need to do anything else. And you can do all of these 3 things in 2 hours once a month. And if you're in a city that has less than 500,000 people, which is most of them out there, if you do this for 6 months, I guarantee you will make it to page 1 of Google from multiple keywords. You will start ranking on ChatGPT and Claude and Gemini, and you will start pulling clients in. If you don't, I don't know. I don't know what happened then. But we haven't had this not work yet. And so this is going to work. This has always worked. And this keeps you up to date with AI searches as well in this. Don't worry about paid ads on Google. Don't worry about social media. Social media does help with SEO as well. But if you have 1 to 2 hours a month to dedicate into something to build a long-term system for your practice, this is what you need to do. Hopefully I didn't get too crazy on that. Thank you.